Well, back to the inside of SisterWives. For more than a decade, she stood silently behind the curtain, forgotten, disbelieved, discarded. But today, in a courtroom filled with cameras, ex-SisterWives, and the man who ghosted her in plain sight, Meri Brown is no longer keeping quiet. What she's about to reveal will shatter a meticulously constructed empire of lies, secrets, and pilfered trust. This is not just another family breaking apart. This is public exposure of betrayal so profound it could land someone in handcuffs. The doors to the courtroom creaked open like the gates to a storm that had been brewing for years. At the center stood Meri Brown, no longer silent, no longer discarded, but armed with truths sharp enough to pierce every layer of deception. She walked in without a word. Slate gray dress, no makeup, no performance. Just her. Real. Unfiltered. The gallery leaned in. Everyone could feel it. Something seismic was about to happen. Kody sat at the defendant's table, arms folded as though holding himself together by force. His eyes flickered once toward Meri. She didn't look back. Not today. Not after discovering what she had. Robyn sat beside him, tense, glancing between the bench and the box, trying to read faces. But no one in that courtroom was more inscrutable than Meri, and no one had more to say. The bailiff brought the court to order. All rise. Judge Judith Holloway, stern behind her glasses, took her seat. Now the court is in session. Meri Brown versus Kody Brown. Charges: asset hiding, emotional manipulation, family money mismanagement, and violation of familial agreements. Miss Brown, you may proceed. Meri didn't even glance at her attorney. She stood. Silence fell, as if the air itself was holding its breath. I'm not here because I despise Kody. I'm here because I finally quit lying for him, she said. I gave this family over 2 decades of my life. I raised children who were not mine. I sacrificed time, freedom, money. And in return? Silence. Obedience. Understanding. Robyn needed more. Robyn deserved more. But it wasn't just emotional manipulation. It was theft. Betrayal. And today, I make it official. Kody's jaw clenched. Robyn leaned in, whispering something, but he didn't react. His eyes were fixed on Meri, the woman he once called his loyal foundation, the one he never expected to fight back. Meri handed a folder to the bailiff. Exhibit A, a transfer of $70,000 from my private retirement fund, signed by Kody, used to buy property placed solely in Robyn's name, concealed from the rest of us. No disclosure, no conversation. A pilfered future masquerading as family security. Gasps echoed. Reporters wrote furiously. The gallery was alive with shock. Meri continued. I was told it was a family investment. When I asked for documents, I was shut down. Told I was being emotional, that I didn't see the bigger picture. But you did, didn't you, Robyn? You knew exactly where the money went while I spent my savings thinking it was for all of us. One thing to be betrayed by a partner. Another to be used like a pawn in their love story with someone else. Elena. Harper, Meri's attorney, stood. Your Honor, Exhibit A includes authenticated wire transfers, bank statements, and signed authorizations linking Mr. Brown and Mrs. Sullivan Brown to the Flagstaff property acquisition. Judge Holloway nodded. Exhibit admitted. The defense tried. Context is lacking here. Meri's voice cracked but stayed firm. You want context? I lived in a rental with dripping pipes while they quietly redid a master suite with a mountain view. That's your context. Kody rose, booming. I never took anything. Everything I did was for the family. Meri spun, eyes blazing. Then why lie about the escrow? Why claim there weren't funds for Christine's move? Or Janelle's? Repairs while Robyn got everything? Truth doesn't whisper when stifled. It thunders when unleashed. Robyn interjected, trembling. This isn't fair. You're distorting it. Meri's lips curved in the slightest bitter smile. Didn't intend for it or didn't think I'd ever discover it. Judge pounded the gavel. Enough. Both sides will wait until called to give testimony. This court will have order. Elena pressed on. Your Honor, our financial forensic expert will show repeated withdrawals from shared accounts, always for Robyn's expenses, health, insurance, tuition, and personal charges, all paid from family funds contributed largely by Meri. The courtroom braced. Meri gazed at the jury, 11 strangers who now felt closer than the man she'd vowed her life to. Everything I gave to that family was out of love. Everything stolen from me was out of greed. Justice isn't always vengeance. Sometimes it's simply being seen. As recess was called, the courtroom buzzed. Kody rubbed his temples. Robyn clutched her purse. Meri remained poised, determined. Tomorrow, Janelle Brown would testify, and her revelations would make today seem small by comparison. The stage was set. The doors of deception had been pried open, and Meri Brown had the key. Robyn and I were doing what we thought was best for the future. Meri's too emotional. Christine's too spontaneous. Janelle's just too rational. She asks too many questions. So we sealed it up. Didn't tell them. The courtroom gasps. Reporters chatter. A juror covers her mouth. Another whispers, "He said that out loud." Kody's attorney stands. "Your Honor, that recording is illegally procured." "Not so," snaps Elena. "It was left on Janelle's voicemail. Kody accidentally called her, thinking he hung up. The court will permit it." Kody slams a fist beneath the table. Elena's gaze cuts through the tension. "There's the falsehood you conceal. And then there's the falsehood that conceals you. Until it unravels everything." Elena turns to Janelle. "Mrs. Brown, were you offered money not to testify?" Janelle hesitates, then nods. "Yes. 2 months ago, a cashier's check for $25,000 arrived at my former Wyoming address. No sender's name, but the routing leads back to Robyn." Robyn gasps. "I never— Don't!" Janelle spins, her voice sharp. The gallery explodes. The judge bangs her gavel. "Order." Elena holds up the check. "We've authenticated it. Robyn withdrew the exact amount days ago. Mrs. Brown, do you think this was a bribe?" "Yes, and I think Kody instructed her to do it." Kody finally speaks. "This is distorted. It wasn't a bribe. It was support." Janelle shakes her head. "Support? After 30 years, that's your definition of respect? Money doesn't wash away betrayal. It tries to buy silence." Elena addresses the court. We rest our questioning. Kody's attorney doesn't cross-examine. Any words would only make it worse. The judge adjourns for the day. But Janelle rises one last time. "If I hadn't gotten out when I did, that check might have worked." The silence is suffocating. Meri glares at the ground. Robyn stares blankly. Kody actually looks afraid. Tomorrow, the voice message plays. Not just revealing what he did, but who he has always been. The courtroom feels different, constricted, tense, every breath cautious. The rules have changed. It is no longer a courtroom. It is a battlefield, and Christine Brown is stepping onto it armed with weapons no one anticipated. She approaches the stand, expression unreadable, stone and sadness intertwined. Kody's lips press thin. Robyn fiddles with a tissue. Meri remains motionless. Janelle leans forward, knowing what's coming. "Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" "I do." Elena doesn't flinch. "Yesterday, you filed a private recording from 2021 during a family mediation. Can you confirm its contents?" "Yes," Christine nods. "It's from a private conversation between Kody, Robyn, and me. I recorded it because I feared being gaslighted. I needed proof." The judge leans in. "First time in any court?" "Yes, Your Honor." Not even Meri or Janelle had heard it. A collective gasp fills the room. Elena gestures to the technician. The file plays. Kody. "Christine, this family comes down to who can survive the change." Robyn adapted. "You didn't. Christine survived the change." "Christine, what change?" "Kody, the structure, the future. You always wanted the old way. But things evolve. You stopped being useful." Christine's words pierce the room. "I raised 6 of your children, Kody, but it's not about the children anymore. It's about liability." Silence. The audio cuts, leaving the courtroom gasping. Kody's face is pale. Robyn sobs. No one consoles her. Christine steps past the stand, past the cameras. "This isn't about press. This is responsibility." Elena rises. "Your Honor, we request early adjournment to maintain testimony integrity." Judge nods. Meri stands. "May I speak?" "Yes." "When I joined this family, I believed in something holy. But it became a fortress. Kody, you told Christine she wasn't part of the future. You told Janelle she overthinks. You told me I complain too much. Maybe we weren't meant to follow, only to warn. She sits. Silence. The gallery is stunned. Tomorrow, one of the children will testify. No one anticipated it. Lan Brown enters. Head high, shoulders squared, plain clothing, no expression, and the courtroom ignites without a word. Sworn in, I am Meri and Kody's biological child. I witnessed what no one else speaks of. Leon continues. There was no connection. Not since 2016. Mom tried, but it wasn't love. It was calculated. Robyn became the one Kody listened to. We became background noise. Silence doesn't keep the truth safe. So here I am. The courtroom freezes. Kody pales. Robyn swallows hard. Meri's tears flow. Elena turns to the jury. No further questions. Kody doesn't cross. He doesn't even try. Judge calls a break. The tension is unbearable. Tomorrow, Kody will testify. The fuse has been lit. When he steps in, tidy and poised, he looks unprepared. Eyes shifting, guarded. Elena begins calm, knowing the weight of what he is about to face. Calm, knowing the weight of what he is about to face. Elena leans forward. You were the only signer. You drew out from it combined funds, but you don't recall how many accounts were under it? Kody exhales sharply. I was managing a big family. Things changed. It's complicated. Whenever someone says it's complicated, usually it's because the truth is too easy to expose. The judge watches razor sharp. Elena doesn't blink. Can you verify if Robyn Brown had a private account within the trust? Kody swallows. Only in her name. For taxes. Elena holds up a document. This $45,000 withdrawal from that account, spent furnishing the Flagstaff house, do you recall telling Meri, Janelle, or Christine about it? No, Kody murmurs. Do you recall warning Meri in 2019 that the trust was near bankruptcy, suggesting she suspend contributions? Yes. Do you recall Robyn putting $35,000 into her escrow account that same month, from funds meant for the trust? Kody opens his mouth, then shuts it. It was part of a loan. Where's the documentation for that loan? Elena presses. Silence. Robyn glares at her lap. Elena leans in. Mr. Brown, you've claimed this trial misrepresents your intentions. That you never stole, never manipulated. Yet we have 4 voice recordings, 3 personal letters, 2 direct statements, dozens of financial exhibits, all contradicting your testimony. Kody snaps. It's all emotional. A campaign to destroy me. The judge bangs her gavel. Order, Kody mutters under his breath, frustrated. This court is a joke. Elena stops him cold. She pulls a red-marked file from her briefcase. Your Honor, this is Exhibit K delivered this morning, sealed from the Internal Revenue Service. The courtroom gasps. Even the press sits straighter. The judge opens it. Brows rise. Kody half stands. This, Judge Holloway says, voice steady, is an IRS questionnaire submitted 6 months ago regarding tax discrepancies in the faith-based Brown Family Holdings Trust. It details inconsistent filings between 2017-2021 missing W-2s, suspect write-offs for non-resident properties, false clergy exemption filings. Kody is paralyzed. Elena presses. Do you refuse to admit asserting clergy status to avoid taxes while simultaneously spending trust funds on personal expenses? He opens his mouth, then stops. Silence. The judge leans in. Should these allegations prove true, Mr. Brown, you could face criminal charges, not just civil sanctions. Robyn gasps, pale. Then Kody blurts, almost defensively, I did it for the family. Every deduction, every withdrawal, it was to keep things from falling apart. Elena doesn't flinch. So you admit the filings were inaccurate? I made decisions to keep us afloat because no one else would. Not Meri, not Janelle, not even Leon. The courtroom murmurs. Robyn looks ready to collapse. Christine covers her mouth. Meri stays calm. Judge Holloway bangs her gavel. Enough, formal review is entered. A forensic audit of all Brown Family Holdings Trust finances is ordered effective immediately. Kody freezes. The judge addresses the jury. Do not interpret today's IRS finding as guilt. But criminal escalation will be considered. The courtroom vibrates with tension. Christine glances at Meri. He just admitted it. On record. Janelle whispers, this is bigger than we thought. Robyn's sobs begin again. Ugly, uncontrollable. Enter Celia Marcus, a federal forensic auditor. Black blazer, no makeup, no jewelry. Pure precision. I've completed a 48-hour sweep of the Brown family holdings account, she begins. Digital forensics, tax cross-references, flag deductions, escrow tracking. A pie chart appears. Total inflow 2016-2022, $8 million. Intended for all family members. Yet, Celia continues, 73% went to accounts held by Robyn Brown or shell LLCs she manages. Gasps ripple. Meri exhales softly. Janelle murmurs. Of that 73%, nearly half went into a private insurance policy under Robyn's name, $750,000 annual payouts for 5 years from the joint trust. Kody yells, "That was for the children!" Celia clicks slides. It's under Hopewell Living Foundation. No connection to the children. Robyn's face contorts. Who is the beneficiary? Elena demands. Celia. Primary Kody Brown. Secondary. An offshore Nevada holding company. Children are excluded. The courtroom is silent. Even the judge rubs her temples. Elena stands. We request this audit be entered as court record and an inquiry into potential embezzlement. Kody rises, trembling. You're twisting everything. That money was to protect the real family. Christine snaps, so we weren't real? Meri says nothing. Expression speaks volumes. Truth isn't slipping, it's pouring out. Judge Holloway nods solemnly. Exhibit L is entered. Criminal investigation pending. Robyn sobs. Celia leaves the stand, her work finished. Judge Holloway, this court goes into recess. When we return, we will examine Christine Brown's evidence on land deeds and title tampering. Meri rises, holding a small envelope. Your Honor, may I approach? Judge nods. Meri sets it on the bench. This, she says, Kody gave me in 2020. I had no idea until today. A notarized transfer of family property, without consent. The judge opens it. Eyes widen. This will be discussed next session. Court adjourned. As the gavel falls, chaos erupts. As the gavel falls, chaos erupts. Janelle leans toward Meri. You've been sitting on that the whole time. Meri nods, her voice low, gruff. I waited for the right time. Now the time is here. Christine steps between them. You realize what this means, don't you? Meri doesn't answer, but she does deep inside. The next session won't be about defense. It will be about ownership. Land is at stake. And now, a paper trail points directly to theft. The courtroom no longer feels like a place of justice. It feels like a ticking bomb. Meri sits quietly in the front row, hands folded over a photocopy of the deed she submitted to the judge. It's old, creased, notarized in 2020, read and reread dozens of times. The truth hasn't changed. It is now on record. Judge Holloway calls the court to order. This session will consider the notarized transfer deed presented by Miss Meri Brown. The deed claims title of Parcel 89D, Lot 4, formerly held by Brown Family Holdings Trust. Elena Harper rises. Your Honor, we stand ready to introduce this evidence in full. She clicks the screen. A scanned copy of the document appears for the courtroom. Date, June 15, 2020. Grantor, Meri Caroline Brown. Grantee, Robyn Alice Brown. Signature, Meri C. Brown. The courtroom whispers. Elena looks at Meri. Miss Brown, do you know this document? Yes. Did you sign it? No. Have you ever signed property rights over to Robyn Brown? Meri shakes her head. Never, not verbally. Not in writing. Not under duress. Not ever. Forgery isn't just fraud. It's rewriting someone else's life without their knowledge. Kody goes ghostly pale. Robyn grabs his arm, but he doesn't move. Elena zooms in on the signature. Your Honor, we submit 3 verified documents signed by Meri in 2019 and 2021 for comparison. The judge leans forward. Side by side, the signatures tell the story. The M is thicker, the curl of the east tail is different, the slant reversed. The notary stamp? From a mobile notary business dissolved in 2021, run by a cousin of Robyn's. Elena steps closer to the jury. This isn't just about missing money. This is signed documentation under false pretenses, notarized by a family member, and submitted without Meri's knowledge. Kody leaps. It wasn't meant to be used. We were holding the property until things cooled down. Judge Holloway bangs her gavel. Mr. Brown, sit down or be held in contempt. Robyn trembles. Panic fills her eyes. Meri addresses the courtroom calmly. When I first saw this, I doubted myself. Maybe I'd signed it. Maybe I forgot. That's what Kody's voice did to me for years. I didn't trust my own memory. But then I looked closer. That's not my hand. Someone is impersonating me. To be erased from a bank account is one thing. To be erased from land you built, that's war. The judge exhales slowly. Does the court have handwriting analysis on record? Elena nods. Not yet, but a forensic expert will arrive today. The original deed will be examined. If forgery is confirmed, we proceed to felony fraud. Robyn finally cracks. It wasn't supposed to hurt her. Kody said it was a safety precaution. He said Meri would get it later. Meri's laugh is hollow. You promised later for 10 years, Robyn. Today is later. The judge silences her with a hand. Mrs. Brown, any more interruptions and you'll be removed from court. Christine looks at Janelle in the gallery. They forged it. They actually forged it. Janelle shakes her head. And all this time we were told we were emotional. Elena shifts to the next phase. Miss Brown, do you have a copy of the original property ownership document? Meri nods. Yes, filed 2018, signed, sealed, notarized independently through escrow. The document is handed over. Two realities. One real, one rewritten, one hand mimicking another. Judge Holloway slams the folder shut. Session suspended until the handwriting analyst can verify authenticity. If forgery is confirmed, the document is invalid and the originators face criminal referral. Kody's hands shake. Robyn clings to him silently. This is no longer about hurt feelings or domestic disputes. It's about criminality. If the handwriting test proves Meri's suspicion, someone could leave the courthouse in handcuffs. When court reconvenes, the walls feel closer, the ceiling heavier. A silent specialist is ready. No emotion, no agenda, just truth. The judge calls the court to order. Miss Fiona Ames, licensed forensic document examiner, certified handwriting analyst with 19 years of court testimony. You may proceed. Fiona enters in gray, glasses low, hair tucked back, clinical, professional, sworn in. I compared two documents. 1, the 2020 property deed. 2, 3 verified signatures from Meri Brown, 2018-2021, using standard forensic techniques, including pressure pattern, stroke width, angle variance, and biometric rhythm. The jury leans forward. Kody shakes his head. Robyn clutches her hand. Meri breathes slowly, calm, resolved. There are 11 significant differences between the authentic signatures and the one on the 2020 deed. The left to right slant is reversed. The M looped instead of arched. The E's end stroke curled upward, consistent with intentional forgery rather than muscle memory. Judge Holloway focuses. In your professional opinion, is the 2020 signature legitimate? Fiona doesn't blink. No, it is a forgery. The courtroom gasps. Someone whispers, he forged it. Meri exhales slowly. Relief, not despair. Elena, can you tell if it was traced or freehand? Freehand. Stroke irregularities show someone attempted replication without tracing. Judge leans in. Could you determine the probable forger? Fiona shakes her head. We need samples from Kody and Robyn for comparison. Kody leaps. This is outrageous. You're treating me like a criminal over a piece of paper. Judge slams the gavel. Mr. Brown, this document conveyed legal title. Forged, it is fraud. Sit down. Kody collapses back into his chair. Robyn's silent tears fall. Truth sometimes does not scream. It stands still as everything around it burns. Judge Holloway. Bailiff, get handwriting samples from Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Full analysis within 72 hours. This is now a criminal investigation. Fraud, falsifying legal documents, conspiracy, be advised. Dead silence. Christine whispers from the gallery. Finally. Meri mutters softly to herself. I wasn't crazy. They really did it. Outside, cameras flash. Reporters shout. Inside, truth stands taller than lies. Tomorrow, the trail continues, and the next forged signature could unravel everything Robyn forgot to remember. Signature could unravel everything Robyn forgot to remember. No reporters murmur. The courtroom hum is gone. Only tension remains, naked and harsh, lingering between every wooden bench and under every fluorescent light. Everyone knows today will not end neatly. Today ends an explosion. The judge opens decisively. This court continues investigation into stolen property records and the theft of family assets. The prosecution has filed one additional deed. This one under a corporation controlled solely by Robyn Brown. Whispers ripple immediately. Anina Harper rises. We received this last night from a whistleblower. A deed to a small tract in southern Utah, a lake cabin paid in full, titled Under Arab Family Ventures. The screen glows behind her, high-resolution scan of the deed. Grantee, Arab Family Ventures, LLC signer, Kody Brown, trustee, Date, August 2020. Anina looks at Meri. Mrs. Brown, don't you remember this property? Robyn sits frozen. Meri moves forward. I didn't even know we had holdings in Utah. Christine gasps. Wait, isn't that the lake house Robyn went to with her sister? Janelle rises, uninvited but unstoppable. Boisterous, biting. She told me we were leasing that property, but it turns out she owned it. The judge fixes her gaze. Miss Brown, you are not under oath. Janelle barks. Swear me in then. The bailiff swears her. Eyes burning, she faces the courtroom. Nina moves in for direct examination. How long have you known about this property? Janelle steps forward. Since last night when Meri called me. Robyn would go away on weekends, claiming it was a rental retreat. Turns out she owned it. And Kody signed the title. Robyn finally speaks, shaking. It wasn't a secret. It was private. Christine interrupts. You spent family money on a vacation home while Janelle had no plumbing in her trailer? Kody bursts, booming. It was an investment, safeguarding the family's future. Janelle faces him, cold and precise. You were safeguarding your future, with her. The courtroom gasps. Robyn murmurs, it wasn't like that. Janelle steps closer to the stand. You lied to all of us. About money, land, equity. Last year I asked if the family had reserves for my loan. You told me the trust was dry. He told me nothing was left. Yet he was buying his beloved wife a lake house. Nina nods. Your Honor, we respectfully request a motion to freeze all Brown family holdings assets, including Arab family ventures, subject to full audit. Judge Holloway doesn't hesitate. Granted. Kody erupts. This is political. You're treating me like a criminal. I built this family. I kept it afloat. The judge bangs the gavel. One more comment, Mr. Brown, and you'll be escorted out. Meri rises, calm but cutting. You forged my signature. You stole my retirement. You shut my mouth. And now you play victim. She addresses the judge. I ask this court subpoena every bank account associated with Robyn or Kody, personal and business. Christine continues. And the tax returns from 2015 to today. Judge raises her hand. Enough. This courtroom is chaos. Mr. Brown, come forward. Kody obeys. The judge's voice is icy. I am issuing an official warning of fraud. Any forged signature, unauthorized transfer, or tax discrepancy will be referred to the district attorney for criminal indictment. Robyn collapses into her chair. Kody nods once, white-faced. The session is adjourned. Next hearing, LLC structure, title history, and mail fraud allegations. As the courtroom empties, Elena steps quietly to Meri. We found another document, she whispers. Meri's eyes widen. What? A 2019 business account under Kody's name, Elena says grimly. Signed Christine R. Brown. Christine turns sharply. I never signed anything like that. The courtroom that morning is subdued, quieter than usual. Meri holds a thin manila folder in her lap. Kody strides behind his lawyer like a man standing at the eye of a storm. Judge Holloway opens. Yesterday revealed a second suspicious deed linked to Mr. Brown. Today we review a 2019 document. Bright Path Collective, LLC, signed Christine R. Brown, who denies ever opening or using this account. Elena displays the document. The screen shows the signature notarized. Kody doesn't glance up. Christine rises, measured, cold. I never opened that account. Never authorized it. Never used it. Judge Holloway, Miss Brown, are you willing to testify under oath? Yes. Christine is sworn. Did you ever sign a bank authorization form for Bright Path Collective? Elena asks. No, I didn't even know Kody had set it up. Elena points to the screen. Do you recognize the signature? Christine examines it. The R is wrong. I never use my middle initial. Mine loops left. This is not mine. The bailiff calls Catherine Willis to the stand. The notary walks in furious, folder clutched tight, sworn in. Were you the notary who witnessed this bank document? Elena asks. No, I don't know Christine Brown from a can of paint. Then why is your stamp on the document? My seal was stolen in 2020. I filed a report, Catherine says, handing it to the bailiff. The judge reads it, frowns. The pickup address was in Nevada, signed for by Paul Sullivan. A hush. Meri looks up. Sullivan? Christine whispers, stunned. That's Robyn's brother. Robyn flinches. No! He wouldn't. He has nothing to do with this. The bailiff confirms. Paul Sullivan appears on public records as Robyn Brown's brother. Elena, we request a subpoena for Paul Sullivan, suspected accessory to forgery. Judge Holloway nods once. Approved. Kody protests. You're dragging people into this who have nothing to do with it. This is about me. Don't involve Robyn's family. Meri rises. No, Kody, this was never about you. You made it about all of us the moment you began using our names without asking. Christine continues. Paul was doing errands for Robyn, creating accounts, dropping off mail, filing documents. You said he was just helping. Janelle. And you never let us talk to him ourselves. Lies often hide not in what is said, but in who is never allowed to speak. Judge raises her hand. Enough. This case is now under criminal consideration. Mr. Brown, secure criminal defense immediately. Mrs. Brown, if your brother testifies and you lie about his involvement, you will face perjury and obstruction charges. The gavel comes down. Court is recessed until testimony of Paul Sullivan and other officials. The gallery buzzes. Reporters rush, cameras flash. Meri remains still. Christine coats herself. Janelle whispers, "This changes everything." Meri nods. Divorce court is over? We're in criminal court now. The bailiff announces Paul Sullivan. Doors swing open. A man in his early 40s, stiff and unaware, enters, the epicenter of the storm. Judge Holloway wastes no time. Mr. Sullivan, you are subpoenaed on suspicion of unauthorized use of a notary seal and forged financial documents. Sworn in, he avoids eye contact with Kody or Robyn. Elena asks, did you go to Sunrise Parcel Station in Henderson, Nevada on August 4th, 2019? Yes. Did you sign for a notarized package to Catherine Willis? I did. I thought it was just papers Robyn wanted notarized. Did you know it would be used to notarize a counterfeit document in Christine Brown's name? Paul stammers. No, I just delivered it. Elena presses. So, you acknowledge being the bearer of a notary seal later employed in criminal forgery but deny knowing its intended use? Yes, of course not, Paul mutters, glancing at Meri. The judge leans forward. Surveillance footage shows you signing, handing the box to a man in sunglasses and a hoodie. Is that man Kody Brown? Yes, gasps Ripple. Kody turns wide-eyed. Denials are dead when the video plays. Grainy, undeniable. Paul signs, walks out, gives the box to Kody. Janelle spits out, he always hunches when guilty. Christine whispers, he never thought he'd get caught. The judge dismisses Paul, still under investigation. Silence weighs, but Elena is not done. Elena, the audit team found another discrepancy. $15,000 withdrawn in 2021, reported as a charitable gift to Hearts United Outreach. The account doesn't exist. It was dissolved in 2014. The funds were deposited into an account under Robyn Brown. The gallery erupts. Shock whispers. Robyn rises, shaking. It was a mistake. I didn't sign it. Kody told me it was temporary. Christine screams, you cashed charity checks while lying about the trust being empty. Meri's voice rings. You let Janelle live in a camper while pretending to donate $15,000? Kody's voice is low. Too many hands. Too many wives. I did what I had to do. Judge Holloway, too many eyes watching you? Taking from those who relied on you is not strategy. It's betrayal. Gavel hits. Immediate freeze on all accounts linked to the fraudulent transaction. Kody is now under preliminary fraud review by the state. Robyn is pale and silent. Kody frozen in place. The illusion of control is gone. Judge, tomorrow, testimony from the official title office manager regarding 3 parcels transferred into LLCs without disclosure. And a Brown family child has requested to testify. Kody whips his head toward the gallery. Silence. Whoever it is will speak truths he never imagined would see the light of day. The courtroom waits, thick, suffocating. The judge opens. We proceed with another witness. A minor at the time, now grown, voluntarily provides evidence. They enter. Head held high, heart concealed. Straight to the stand. Elena Harper, state your relation to the parties. I am one of Kody Brown's biological children, previously living with him and Robyn. Why testify now? Because no one asked us before. Now it's time people understand what it was really like behind the cameras. Go on, Elena urges. Back in 2021, I listened to a call between Kody and the family accountant. He asked how to transfer funds into a stability fund. Robyn Webb, the family accountant. He asked how to transfer funds into a stability fund. Robyn Webb, the courtroom is heavy with anticipation. A single testimony has already shaken the family to its core. The child leans forward, phone in hand, screenshots displayed for all to see. Gasps ripple across the room. Kody, don't mention anything about the account. Not even to your siblings. Don't betray us, Elena reads aloud. Kody's face tightens. He doesn't answer. The judge raises an eyebrow. Mr. Brown, you are sworn to tell the truth. Did you send this message? Kody exhales, voice low. Yes, but it was taken out of context. What kind of context? The courtroom holds its breath. The child continues. Love began to feel like obedience. Disagree, and he stopped texting. Question, and he accused me of taking sides. Money was leverage. If I didn't follow, I'd have to prove independence. Meri wipes her cheek, silent. Christine leans in. Exactly like him. Janelle nods. Elena shows another screenshot. Family chat messages forged to simulate consensus. Kody's control wasn't subtle. It was meticulous. The courtroom murmurs. I didn't come here to ruin anyone, the child concludes. I came to be free of guilt, lies, and seeing my mom disappear while my dad redefined the rules. The judge seals the testimony, but its impact lingers. This is not just a legal breach, it is generational betrayal. Enter Dana Ellis, court-appointed forensic accountant. She methodically lays out 6 years of financial records, uncovering a pattern of redistribution. $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 transfers to LLCs controlled exclusively by Kody or Robyn. The courtroom reacts. Jaws drop. Even the stenographer pauses mid-keystroke. Were these transfers approved by all family members? Elena asks. No, Dana replies. Some simulate approval, but were signed only by Mr. Brown. Exhibit C, a memo from Kody's accountant, reveals emergency overrides to cover Robyn's withdrawals. Intent matters more than numbers. This was manipulation, pure and calculated. Then the audio drops. Kody's voice unmistakable. If Janelle pushes, I'll say funds were frozen. She'll believe it if Robyn backs me up. The courtroom gasps. Meri remains stoic. Janelle whispers. Christine is struck. Starving loyalty with money isn't love, it's coercion. Do these actions amount to financial misconduct? Elena asks Dana. Yes. Internal fraud, coercion through money, unauthorized misdeployment of funds. Judge Holloway delivers a verdict. Probable cause for criminal financial abuse. Kody must relinquish control to a court-appointed trustee. The revelations don't stop. Anonymous submissions expose Robyn's boutique, charity accounts funneled for personal gain, even her daughter Aurora's name used to authorize transfers. Courtroom silence is deafening. If you employ your child's name to guard secrets, Elena says, voice icy, you are not a mother anymore. You are a manipulator. Garrison Brown steps forward next, holding emails showing Kody attempting to purchase land in his son's name without consent. Silence falls. Identity fraud. Generational betrayal. Christine rises, voice quivering but resolute. Robyn, you smiled as we bled. You wept as we fell apart. You constructed a throne out of our ignorance and feigned innocence. While guiding the ship into the iceberg, she turns to the judge. We lost years. We lost trust. We lost ourselves. No restitution can restore the time we wasted thinking we were the problem. The courtroom is silent. Even Robyn cries, not for anyone else, but for herself. Then the private revelations hit. Federal agents enter, IRS and DOJ investigation now active. Hidden accounts, charity misuse, Desert Sky Holdings, the empire begins to crumble. Kody's control slips like sand through his fingers. Audio evidence from behind-the-scenes production staff confirms intentional deception for the cameras. Not just lies within the family, but manipulation of public perception. Robyn tries to plead for her children. Meri cuts her off. You used your kids as shields. You don't get to use them as leverage. The courtroom is now a crime scene. Secrets, lies, and manipulation finally meet exposure. Meri delivers the closing statement, unwavering. You smiled as innocence, but walked as strategy. You used loyalty to hide greed. You betrayed the family, and now the truth stands before you. Robyn stands, hands shaking, voice breaking, but the moment belongs to the truth. The illusion is shattered. The empire lies